10 quick fire questions. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Number 1, sweet or savory?
It for years was sweet. It has become savory because I've detoxed off sugar, and it's made all the difference in the world.
Interesting. Number 2, early bird or night owl?
Used to be a neither. Now I'm definitely an early bird. I get up quite early. It's my most productive time.
Number 3, do you have a favorite season of the year?
No, because I live part-time in California and part-time in Sedona, Arizona. And so we have really spectacular weather all year round. If I was on the East Coast, I would tell you fall because I love when the leaves change. But in LA, they only kind of change. So I'm really blessed because I have sensational weather all year round.
The sunshine. All the vitamin D, which I'm sure we're going to go into.
Yeah, and it makes a difference because it helps my vitamin D, it helps my mood, it helps everything to live where I live.
Wow. So. Okay, number 4. What word do you use the most if you're aware of it?
Probably. So, as I'm talking, I'll explain something and go, so, and segue into what I meant.
I think mine's the same. I think I use so a lot, especially when recording podcasts and things like that.
Yeah, I know. And you don't hear yourself saying it until you listen to yourself.
Exactly. Okay, number 5. What's your biggest fear?
I don't know. I'm 73 now. And one of the great things about growing older is that I have ditched most of my fear. I was probably in my mid-50s when I figured out that the only person keeping me from doing what I wanted to do was me. And that why the heck was I so afraid of things? I was just going to go jump off the cliff. I always had partners in business, but I always did all the work. And in my 50s, finally, I jumped off the cliff by myself. And it was so much fun to be able to run my business completely the way I wanted to and to take care of my employees and my customers in the way that I felt was necessary. So there isn't very much fear left in me. I'm kind of a feel the fear and do it anyway person now.
Oh, I love that. And thank you for being so authentic with sharing, because hopefully I'm almost 35 and I would like to say I face my fears, but sometimes fear keeps me small. So if I just keep going, keep doing the work, hopefully I'll be at your stage, at your age, where it doesn't really affect me anymore.
Right. I read an old book by Wayne Dyer called The Erroneous Zones. And he talks about fear being one of those emotions that does absolutely nothing for us. So you have to ditch it along with some of the other things that hold us back, because you can make whatever difference you want to make for your life and for your world. And that takes you being fearless.
Yes, absolutely. So. Oh, wow. That's already deep. Okay. Number 6. What are you most proud of in your life?
I come from retail originally, and they would tell you that if it's not something incredibly recent, then it doesn't count. But I'm proud of a lot of things since I got sick because it changed my entire world. The best thing that ever happened to me was getting autoimmune disease.
Wow.
Because it made me take control of my entire life. I couldn't get out of bed. I had no choice. I had my own business. I was taking care of everybody but me. I had to take care of me. And allopathic medicine told me it was all in my head, and I knew it wasn't. So I literally dug in, fell into the functional community, which was a blessing, listened to 19 symposiums with at least 20 doctors on each one, talking about how they became functional because they got sick and couldn't help themselves, and started making notes and researching. And 5 years later, I had gone from not being able to function at all, being completely out of balance, to having no pain.
Wow.
From changing my lifestyle, from changing my diet, from moving, from getting enough sleep, from building a healthy community. I was in a toxic relationship, which I got out of. And I actually went online and looked for someone to go on a get well journey with me and found my perfect partner who I married 6 years ago. So everything about my life is different than the day that I couldn't get out of bed. And that's the thing I'm most proud of. And now I'm proud that I'm sharing it. I'm writing classes, I'm doing podcasts, I've written 2 award-winning books. So, but that was the either do or die moment for me. I did not want a life of pain and pills.
Gosh, I have so much to ask you around that, and I'm going to hold fire just 3 more questions, and I want you to go deep into your story. But thank you for sharing, and absolutely be proud of that, because I'm proud of you and I don't even know you properly yet. Our souls know each other, I'm sure. Already. Oh, yeah. Okay, number 7, dogs or cats?
I love all animals. I have since I was born. I was born very allergic to them, but I would run all over the neighborhood after them. And we finally just got a dog. And since I became an adult, I have always had cats because I've traveled the world. I ended up designing jewelry for big box jewelers in the United States. So I spent a lot of time out of the U.S. And so cats were easier to take care of for friends. And I now have 2 beautiful little red hair twins that are 2 years old that are Oriental short hairs called Snap and Crackle.
Oh,
they are really, and my husband jokes that he's Pop. So
yeah, that is a good point. Snap, Crackle, and Pop. You need 3.
Right. Really. And the rescue people named them Snap and Crackle. So John is now Pop.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, number 8. What's your favorite food?
I have really gotten into enjoying all of the colors of the rainbow in whole foods. And when you start eating them and you get away from all of the, I call it crap, carbonated, refined, artificial, and processed food, you get that taste buds that start to really enjoy real food. And I'm lucky because I live in California, so our farmers markets, we're the food basket of the United States. We grow all the food here. So I get food that was picked the night before when I go to the farmers market.
Wow.
So I'm studying right now, how long do those phytonutrients last in food that we need to feed our body so that we build a stronger immune system and we stay in total balance all the time. So and I cook. I make probably 90 to 95% of what we eat here because I want to control what goes in my body now because it makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and I think I know what you're going to say for this one, but I want to ask it anyway, because of course I want you to say what I think you're going to say. Number 9, what book do you recommend that everyone should read?
Well, I would really love it to be my book, but I have a second book. My book is my journey, my first book, my journey of how I woke up sick and how I came to understand what I needed to do, and then how I implemented it, where I researched what I found. I eliminated hundreds of toxins from my life, and I completely changed how I ate. So my book is a great blueprint for anybody who wants to come back into balance. But one of the books I found along my way was written by an Aussie, and it's called Accidentally Overweight. And it's an incredible book. If I think about it for a minute, her name will pop to me because she goes organ system by, she's a biochemist. She goes organ system by organ system, tells you how it's supposed to work, and when it's out of balance, why it doesn't work, and then what to do about it, and then segues to the next organ system. So if you start with the liver, if you're a functional practitioner, you believe all of it works together. You cannot isolate just out the liver. So she'll explain the liver, what you have to do about it, and then she'll immediately go to the pancreas and how those puzzle pieces fit together until you go through the whole body. And if your body isn't functioning optimally, you can't possibly come back to a natural weight. I lost 65 pounds by eating real food and putting the other pillars of health into place without dieting. Just by changing my lifestyle and coming back into balance. And she was my big influencer for that. Dr. Libby Weaver.